For many people, the iPod introduced the philosophy and aesthetics of Apple into their lives. I know, at least for me, it was my best workout MP3 player. This video is all about the latest 2012 7th generation Nanos, which look like Apple's most experimental product in the iPod lineup.
Let's go back and see how the Nano evolved.
The first generation iPod Nano came out in September 2005 to replace the iPod Mini. At the time, the high cost of flash memory and portal player system on a chip made it a relatively good value, and Apple sold 1 million units in just 17 days.
It had a small 176 by 132 pixel 16-bit color screen display, a battery that lasted 14 hours, and 1, 2, or 4 gigabytes of storage.
A year later, Apple revamped the Nano with a multicolored anodized aluminum case,
A brighter display, bigger battery, double the storage,
and a new product red version to fight AIDS in Africa. Also, it seems that from here on out, the ARM processors are Samsung chips. In September 2007, Apple moved the third generation Nano beyond just music.
It got a 2-inch screen, a similar battery, and only 4 or 8 gig versions.
And the improved software supported video playback, games, and cover flow. The next year, Apple went back to the tall, narrow form factor,
But kept the 2-inch screen, a slightly smaller battery, but doubled the storage.
the biggest features were the accelerometer, adding motion feedback and a microphone input for voice recording. Then Apple threw everything but the kitchen sink in the 5th gen Nano. On top of the price drop,
It got a larger screen, better battery,
0.3 megapixel video camera, an FM radio with iTunes tagging, a pedometer, Nike Plus support, and a speaker. While it came in the same storage options, Apple doubled the RAM. It just seems that Apple wanted to see what would stick, what features people might use. The 6th gen Nano was all about the 1.5-inch multi-touch display.
It has the same battery and storage options, but in order to fit into the smaller form factor, it lost the camera, built-in voice recorder, speaker, games, and video playback.
Apple was clearly aiming for the fitness market. It kept Nike Plus support, the FM radio tuner, added a clip, and made it the lightest Nano. It was so small that the 9-year-old 30-pin dock connector looked huge in comparison. This brings us to the 7th generation iPod Nano. The product line this year was unified with a single storage option. It's the thinnest Nano. Almost the size of a credit card, but the bigger battery makes it a heavier device. The 2.5-inch multi-touch screen is a step back in resolution, but it now supports 720p video playback. It also now shares the same home button like other iDevices. The FM radio has live pause, where you can pause, resume, and fast-forward live radio within a 15-minute buffer. For the first time, and what I think is the biggest feature, the Nano now supports Bluetooth 4.0, a low-energy, low-latency standard that is great for fitness, healthcare, and headphones and speakers. Some accessories can run for more than a year on a single-button battery without recharging. And most people will notice quicker Bluetooth connection times. The controversial Lightning connector really benefits smaller form factor devices like the iPod Nano. It's 80% smaller, reversible, and charges to 80% in 1.5 hours or 100% in 3 hours. But like the old 30-pin, another reason Apple made this proprietary connector was to control the ecosystem of accessories that connect to iDevices through licensing. Apple's also doing some deeper Nike integration. With the Nike Plus accelerometer built in, you don't need to buy a shoe sensor to track your workout. If you connect a Bluetooth accessory, you could sync the data to NikePlus.com to track fitness activity and goals. The new earpods update the poorly designed earphones, and initial reviews are surprisingly good, but I have to wonder what the mic could be used for.
What's missing?
Well, there's no Wi-Fi radio, and you're really limited to iTunes Music and playlists. I really wish you could stream music from Spotify, Pandora, or Songza, but that will never happen as long as Apple wants to promote its iTunes platform. Also, Apple needs to improve the Bluetooth functionality between iDevices and the Nano. For example, say the iPhone's in my bag, but I'm listening to music from the Nano. It would be great if it could alert me when I received a call or text. And it would be even better if I could answer calls and talk to Siri through the earpods. The best scenario would be if I could stream music and data from the iPhone's cellular connection to the Nano if I wanted. If I buy one, I'll post an updated review, but in the meantime, check out these links for videos on phones, tablets, chips, or other iDevices. Thanks subscribers for all the feedback. I know there's a big rift between Android and Apple platforms, and a lot of the blame should be placed on how tech companies compete today. A powerful marketing tactic is to use technocentrism to sell products. Like ethnocentrism, this strategy tries to get people to judge other products relative to a company's own products and services. So instead of just promoting a product's features, some companies clown the competition or fight in court. While this is a powerful tool, it fuels emotions, biases, and us versus them mentalities. Here on this channel, I will try my best to cut through all these biases, including my own, like I did in the Chip Wars series.
Sound like a deal?
For new viewers, join the party by hitting that subscribe button, check the box for email notifications, and follow me on Twitter to stay updated on good tech deals.